So we had to do some quick troubleshooting for the winter storm that came through. Me and Clarissa got stuck in Pittsburgh and driving home at night in the storm, so we didn't get back till 5 last night, and we came over here and there was holes in the hoop house and some of the bolts had come undone. So so when we built it, if I had it to do again, here's my advice. When you make your structure, what I did is I wove nylon through the seams and punched grommets in it, because I thought that would be a pretty good solution for how to keep the seams tight under any circumstances. But this one got loose and had a lot of stress and pressure on it. It's in the middle of the space, and so some of the seams ripped out. If I had it to do over again, I would have done what we actually did to try to solve the problem, which is we doubled up the plastic on the seams, and we zip tied. I mean, you don't have to use zip tie. You can use a deer hide or whatever the hell you're working with, but we doubled up on the seams with a second layer of plastic here. Over here, all we had was this more opaque plastic, but I think it's alright because these greens are doing really well. But the beets are looking pretty bad. So when I came in here, the other thing that we didn't really do, but I think is super important, is your end joints here and at the very end over there. They're real important and they take a lot of abuse. Graham has bolted these supports in for the door and then on the back, which is good. But I think when we had built it, we should have put even more support on the joints, on the ends, definitely. Like I think even a small hole through here, bolt these two together, and even then I'd liquid nails and tape, because this takes a lot of abuse. And if you can, you got to support all your joints. Like you want to maybe even put bolts in and liquid nails and maybe even tape or deer guts or whatever you're working with on these joints. Then we ended up not initially having this support, but the snow has added extra weight in the center, which puts extra pressure on the joints, so we added this support, which actually buoys itself until it gets pressure, and then it finds a seat like in the ground and holds up. We put these in here for compost, but so far I don't really think that it's making too much heat, but we haven't put too much vegetable matter in that, mostly like wet leaves. But eventually we're hoping to get, a friend of ours is going to give us a lot of, he makes his own beer, so hopefully we're going to get a lot of spent grain and stuff, and I don't know, we'll see what happens. So we covered up the plants to try to just get some heat back on them, because when I came in here it was really cold. That door that had that hinge had popped off, the door was ajar, there was a hole in this piece, the snow had fallen on the beets, which are already looking kind of rough, and basically the space wasn't insulated and the heat had escaped. So we knocked off the snow around the outside, fastened up the seams, and then I covered these guys to just try to get some heat in here. I hope they survive.